threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Friggin' A. Russia is weird, Cameron.
It really is.
I'm kind of excited about this episode. It's kind of a hodgepodge of random junk that we found on the internet.
It is.
Is that kind of a good way to explain it?
So we did an episode on Korea, North Korea.
Yeah.
And, it's just bizarre. So we were like, hey, we talk about Russia all the time. Why don't we break down some of the weird stuff in Russia?
And it's just like such random crap.
It is.
So
it's like
ready.
Stories and urban legends and facts and conspiracies.
Yeah.
And all of it's false. And we made it up. And you're going to enjoy it.
Take that, Donald Trump.
But it goes without saying, prepping requires forethought with regard to food, water supplies, power, and protection, all areas of significant technical preparation. Self-reliant medical care is no exception. It's no exception. I repeated it and screwed it up. The Prepper's Medical Handbook. My tongue got stuck in the back of my mouth. By noted wilderness medicine expert and survivalist William W. Forgy. MD. He's not a dummy. He'd been to school for this stuff.
Yeah.
Provides the basis of prevention, identification, long-term management of survivable medical conditions, and tells you when to return to the grid and what to do if you cannot. The book's pretty sweet. It's got an organized structure, allows you to quickly locate what you're looking for. How to put a Band-Aid on. Boom, first chapter.
Did it.
Second chapter, how to take Band-Aid off.
Did it.
Yeah. So, no, it really has some pretty sweet, straightforward stuff that you will encounter when you're trying to bug out from your hometown.
That it sounds awesome, but where do I get it?
Oh, you just go over to preppersmedicalhandbook.com, buy it directly from them, or the Amazon.
Give it to Bezos.
Go to amazon.com//LRRI21477.
Exactly. Do that.
Just the link in the tab.
Well, let's get rolling. Let's start talking about some of the weird stuff that Russia has to offer.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Why don't we start off with they drink tree juice.
Okay.
Have you ever tried birch sap?
Not lately.
I didn't even, is it sold in the stores?
I have no idea.
Go to amazon.com
/birch sap.
Yeah, so they drink tree juice. So you can just go and I think it's in the spring, pop a little hole through the bark and a birch will give you about, what was it? I think it'll produce somewhere between 3 liters of sap a day.
Jeez.
And you just drink it.
You're getting all crazy with some birch sap.
Russians just love their tree sap, their birch tree sap.
So that's weird.
I don't know. I've never tasted it. I don't know if anybody that listens has
Does it have
tasted
health benefits?
It does.
Does it?
Supposedly. Of course, it's natural.
Yeah.
So it helps with your heart and probably your blood pressure. And it's probably an aphrodisiac. Fights infections and tooth decay.
Is it gluten-free?
I guarantee you.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's probably, I think it was used to ferment, and so like, screw it, we'll just drink it straight.
Birch beer or something?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Birch champagne. Sounds delicious.
But yeah, I guess it's a big deal in Russia.
Makes sense.
Some Russians. Don't we have a Russian listener?
Probably.
Yeah, I think we probably
had
him
one.
off a
He's
long
dead
time
now.
ago. Yeah, it's true.
He's been killed. Sorry, buddy.
Don't listen to American podcasts.
Would you like to go snowshoeing on the hills?
That's
we made it through one without doing the accent.
Yeah.
Good job. Did you know that some Russians live in darkness for up to 6 months out of the year?
That sounds amazing.
Doesn't that sound delicious? It's reality for hundreds of thousands of people in Russia. For real. In cities above the Arctic Circle. And I'm not talking about the hamburger joint. I'm talking about the real Arctic Circle.
I love Arctic Circle.
Dude, I went there the other day, and if you don't have Arctic
Where's
Circle...
it at?
Down in Orem.
Oh.
When I was down there for that jiu-jitsu camp.
There's one in Idaho, and it sucks.
Does it?
On the way up to my dad's cabin, I'm always like, yeah, and it tastes horrible.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's so good.
But I love it.
Their burgers
used to get a bag of burgers all the time in high school.
It's so good, yeah. So the cities above the Arctic Circle, the polar night, the polar day, can last incredibly long. 178,000 people live in Norilsk. Norilsk, I think that's how you say it, is one of the coldest northernmost cities in the world.
On DayZ.
I know, that's what it feels like, huh?
Town.
Here, sub-zero temperatures last for up to 280 days a year.
Wow, why?
And summer, in the conventional sense, just doesn't exist. Food prices are high because delivering anything from central Russia takes a long time and is costly. So to get your Tashanka, it's going to be like super duper expensive, right? And they said because the food products here have a long shelf life, everything's virtually tasteless. Like nothing tastes good. I mean, doesn't it sound like a great place to live?
It's surprising people just stay there.
I wonder what the real estate prices are like. These are inhuman conditions, you might say. But in Russia, extremely low temperatures are not something to be afraid of. Many people like the long winter and temperatures of minus 30 degrees Celsius because there is more fun to be had in the winter than in the summer, so they say.
It's getting warmer.
I hate that frickin' spring. Instead, during the winter, people enjoy the northern lights. They do winter sports and, yes, beach parties.
What?
For real.
Yeah, I don't know how people... Apparently, there's something thrilling up
Tasteless food, birch sap all year round. I don't know. Birch sickles probably up there.
Go get you a sap popsicle, son.
Sap sickle.
But maybe this is why.
Why?
Maybe this is why they enjoy it. Because they get 118 days off a year from work.
Jeez, that's a third of the year.
I know.
That's a lot.
Despite the long winter, Russians don't get depressed and don't drink liters of vodka every day. They like to have fun, a lot of fun. I'm sure they're drinking while they're having this fun.
Mm-hmm.
But a total of 118 days a year that they don't work from different holidays. New Year period, why Russians celebrate the New Year once on December 31st, according to the Gregorian calendar.
The Gregorian.
And then again on January 13th.
We'll do it twice. That's one of my favorites.
It's like Mardi Gras and what's the Brazil Carnival.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it just goes on forever. It's like months and months. Let's do it again. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Follow it up once you're sober. So, yeah, that's why Russians celebrate the New Year 11 times.
11 times?
For each time zone in the country. That's crazy. It has 11 time zones.
It's humongous.
Like I don't even know if we have in here that railway crosses like all those time zones.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
It is nuts.
I can't keep my watch straight. What time is it?
What time is it? This train lasts forever.
I have to go to work. I leave at 10 and I start work at 10.
Yeah.
Takes a 2-hour train ride.
They also played this crazy Russian golf.
I've
Did you
never
ever heard about
heard
this?
of this.
What to do if golf season in Russia lasts only 5 months, but the game is so popular? Clearly, the answer is to play in all seasons and in all weather. In Russia, they play golf in the snow. So snow golf.
I bet they don't use the white ball.
It would be difficult. But most of their snow is covered in blood anyways.
Piss and urine.
Piss and blood and urine and birch sap. You can't, none of it's white. Right?
That Russian's like, you don't talk about
You don't
the
talk
mother
about our
Russia.
snow this way. There's an even more exotic version of the game called helicopter golf. Just in case you wanted to make
Russians
it weird.
do seem to have a lot of helicopters.
They do, huh? It's
like titanium, plated ones.
It's like there's a lot of bikes, and then there's cars, and then helicopters, and then trucks, and then
you go to a used car sale, it's like 2 helicopters over there in the back. You want one of those?
Yeah, those are great. 100,000 rotor miles on them, no big deal. Heli golf competitions are held every year. The pilot, the navigator, and the player try to navigate a huge ball through an obstacle course as quickly as possible from a helicopter. So
how many deaths have come from this golf game?
100 a year, probably. No big deal. So, anyway,
great game to watch.
That's another weird thing that they do.
Yeah. They congratulate each other on coming out of the shower or something. You
great.
don't generally expect to be congratulated when you come out of the shower or bath, right?
Well,
but
sometimes
again,
my wife will congratulate me.
Good job.
Good job. You're all clean.
No poop stains in your underwear.
First bath in a week.
But yeah, the Russians, that's a tradition for them to congratulate you when you come out of the shower. I hope you enjoyed your steam.
Congratulations.
Good job. Good job washing your body. This is what people did in the olden days when they only bathed in bathhouses. Sometimes you could get poisoned by carbon monoxide, so they were just happy that you came out alive.
Good job.
Good job, you're still alive and you're clean. Good job.
You make it through your bath, huh? Good job.
That's pretty funny, though. I wonder if that really happens.
I don't know.
I'm going to go over there and bath and just walk around and be like, I got out.
Somebody give me a pat on the back.
High five. Smack my butt.
High five. Did it. They also believe that size matters. So maybe this is the reason they congratulate each other. You know what I mean?
Oh,
hello.
Hey, good shower, eh?
Hey, good job.
You had a very
It's
good
not
shower.
cold out there at all, looks like, huh?
It's warm shower, eh? Very warm.
Whoa, is that bear or is that Russian man? I don't know.
Is that bear?
I don't know.
A lot of fur down there. Did you write bear in shower?
Oh, okay. Anyways, so bigger is better with the Russians. They're kind of like maniacs about making everything.
One-uppers.
Yeah, they really are. Kind of pricks that way.
Yeah.
In Russia, you'll find Europe's.
It's pretty clear, even in today's news. It's like,
In Russia, you'll find Europe's tallest building, Europe's largest shopping center, the world's biggest submarine, the longest railroad line, like you spoke of, Europe's biggest children's store. The funny thing is, just you
Is
go
there
buy
children?
children.
I was gonna say, I want the biggest one.
These ones are just ones we found on the street.
I want the biggest one. He's American, right? He's a very large child.
Give me the black American one. He played basketball.
Yeah.
The biggest children's store, an enormous contrabass balalaka.
What is that?
Balalaka. It's an instrument. It's like a big looking stupid guitar. It's humongous,
He's the biggest in the country.
Yeah, you played that. Good luck. Good luck. And until recently, the tallest and longest cable bridge in the world. They even built the world's biggest fidget spinner and got it spinning.
They had 118 days to dick around with this stuff.
What else are they gonna do?
How about we get these old cars and make a big fidget spinner?
We make a helicopter.
These broken helicopters.
Make a fidget spinner. I don't know.
They do seem to really care
Yeah.
about being the biggest and
They
the
really
baddest.
do. It's weird.
Biggest and baddest. They sometimes share their homes with bears.
Yeah.
The most popular stereotype about Russians does actually have some justification. While not every Russian keeps a bear in their apartment, it does happen.
Apartment.
It does seem like there's a ton of bears. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just...
What's your policy on bears? And does it say something in the lease?
They've tried to ban them as domesticated pets, but the practice remains perfectly legal. Their owners will good-naturedly shrug their shoulders and assure you the bear is friendly. He's a good bear. You don't have a problem with
Never eat nobody.
Don't worry, he's my bear. See a bear being
Let
taken
him
for a
sniff
walk
you.
in the street.
Let him finish. Then he's fine. You hump your leg, it's fine. Just let him finish. It's worth it.
He even took a shower. Good job.
Yeah, good job. Bear's clean. He'll hump when he's done. Just let him finish.
That sounds just like a Russian.
Yeah.
Americans have dogs, we have bears.
Oh, you've got little doggy dogs? Look,
Have big polar bears.
we keep polar bear in the bathroom.
What's the on Street Fighter? Isn't it a big Russian
I don't remember.
bear wrestler, Borsk or whatever?
I don't remember.
He's like a bear wrestler. He has
Oh,
like all
really?
these scars on him.
That makes sense.
He likes bears.
Anyways, that's crazy, man.
That is great.
Yeah, bears. They also like to eat soup. I don't know if you've heard about this, but this is a thing. Would you like some borscht?
Yeah.
Like it's the average Russian can't survive without soup, is what they say. Like
I'd
they
heard
have-
that they don't like the name because
Yes.
it's Ukrainian.
It's Ukrainian,
Isn't it?
So they call it like red soup or something. Basically, so this soup that they eat all the time, it's like salad in broth. It looks so disgusting. Like literally. Yeah, we like salad, we like soup. Let's just combine them
Salad
into
and broth.
borscht. Yeah. So it's just like floating leaves of cabbage and iceberg lettuce.
You know?
Oh, and it's also
I love soggy meat. I love soggy lettuce. It's so good.
It's warm.
It's like a
soggy
sub
lettuce.
sandwich that you just like wrap up and keep in the fridge, and then you're like, ugh.
And you have to drink it afterwards.
I'm gonna start just putting it in a cup, put tinfoil over
I'm
it.
gonna blend this.
Yeah,
This
I'll
is
drink
not
it
even
tomorrow.
worth trying
I'll
to
drink
chew
this
anymore.
Subway sandwich tomorrow.
But anyways, so they're just like they're crazy about it.
They are.
They got to eat it all the time.
Borscht.
Yeah.
There are people in Russia who eat antlers and play with birds' beaks.
Sounds right.
It sounds pretty cool. So the country has over 200 different ethnic groups.
That's a lot.
The United States has 4 billion
Yeah.
ethnic groups.
Yeah.
Today, around 42,000 of the country inhabitants are native peoples. The Nenets basketball team.
The New York Nenets. The Siberian Nenets.
The main Nenets. Of whom there are about 30,000 altogether, live in the tundra of the far north. This is probably the dark area that never gets sun,
probably.
and they just eat bland food. But they build reindeer skin tents and
not
eat
bad.
antlers of young reindeer
Ugh.
and kill hikers that go through the
Yeah.
Dyatlov Pass.
Exactly.
And they play with bird beaks. That sounds fun.
Well, I don't even get that.
I don't either.
Look, Daddy. Mr. Birdie saying hello. Well done, well done with your bathtub time.
You work today, Dad? You probably don't work today.
Would you like to eat some borscht? Huh? I don't know how to say it, so I'm just saying it's stupid every single time. Oh, what's the last?
Nothing better than a good antler.
Read the last line.
Oh, the children of the Nenets are taking. Oh yeah, this. It's like so contradictory to like
know.
they build reindeer skin tents, they eat antlers, they play with bird beaks, like they're from the 1700s.
Yeah.
And then they get taken to school by helicopter.
That's so weird.
We could do away with all the rest, but not the
We do
helicopter.
that and we teleport our kids to school. Okay. That's just how
It's
we
like
do
the
it.
school bus. Stand over there, the helicopter will land, you'll go to school.
So weird, man.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of secret cities. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this, but there are like a bunch of cities within Russia that don't even exist on maps.
Oh, they don't?
They don't exist on maps. And there's people that live there. There's like thousands of people that live in these places. And if family comes and sees them, they have to get special permission and like permits to come into the city.
Wow.
Yeah. So most of them are connected to like military and nuclear research centers, right? Like Vilyuchinsk.
There's always some nuclear stuff somewhere in Russia.
Vilyuchinsk, situated on the Kamchatka Peninsula, in far east of the country. It's a base for nuclear submarine construction. And then there's Zeleznogorsk. It's out in the middle of Siberia. It's got a plutonium production plant there.
Wow.
You got it, yeah. And then there's Serov. That's Russia's main center for nuclear research.
That's Tushonka main headquarters.
That's where it's home for the Tsar Bomba. Remember the Tsar Bomba?
Oh, yeah.
So, anyways, there's a whole bunch of them. You can't even see them on maps. Some of them.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's actually there was a documentary I watched. I can't remember, quite a while ago. I think it was on Netflix. It's like called F. I don't remember what it's called.
F.
But it was about one of these cities. Kind of crazy.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder.
It does.
What's going on
I
there?
wonder.
I wonder what's happening in there.
What happened?
Russians don't live that long.
For real?
Yeah. I think I'm in the right place, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Yep. Studies show that 1 in 4 Russian men will die before they turn 55.
Good gracious.
1 in 4. That's crazy.
It's all the birch sap they're drinking.
Perhaps Russians should begin to consider the negative effects of heavy liquor drinking. There is a heavy alcohol use. I
Yeah.
think every video that comes out of Russia, somebody is drinking. Mm-hmm. And if you've ever watched any of the traffic accidents, it's like the most insane thing
Somebody's drinking.
I have
in one of
ever
those.
seen.
Yeah.
They'll just be like driving down the road and a tank will cross. And there's a helicopter flying
And run over 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, and they just keep going. It's
Yeah.
like, whatever. You're not going to leave till 55
Well, I'm
anyway.
hungry. Need my borscht. Let's walk on. Move on.
Hard liquor is evident. Males, and that affects their longevity.
Yeah.
The average adult in Russia consumes 20 liters of vodka per year.
That's a lot of vodka.
It is a lot of vodka. And I think it's probably just to tolerate living in Russia.
Well, yeah, I would guess so.
And it keeps you warm, but not warm. Alcohol deaths have dropped since the 90s, but it's still the third highest cause of avoidable death in Russia.
Second is helicopter crashes.
Number one's bears.
Number one's bears.
Having bears at home.
Probably.
Heavy drinking is not only the cause of low life expectancy.
Babies choking on birds' beaks. Probably.
Bird, swine, all the flu's coming from. Kids keep getting sick with weird
Avian
viruses.
flu. I don't get it.
Cardiovascular disease, stroke-related deaths are very high in Russia. And cardiovascular deaths and stuff are usually higher in cold environments, so that makes sense.
Yeah, does make sense.
And they smoke a lot, too.
Yeah, that could probably...
Health and personal, like, it's just not a big concern.
Nobody really cares. Yeah.
So...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
This one kind of grosses me out a little bit.
You know, we only have 15 more. We'd only have 15 more years on average.
I know, dude.
If we lived in Russia.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So I love myself some pancakes. Do you love pancakes, Cameron?
I do like pancakes.
You know, some butter and some syrup.
More of a waffle guy. But
You're more of a waffle.
okay.
I'll take any of it, really, when it comes down to it. But if you go to Russia and you order pancakes, you're gonna get something slightly different, most likely. They call it a blini. Blini. The traditional blini are dolloped with savory sour cream and salty caviar.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds disgusting, if you ask me. And they're like really thin. They're kind of like a crepe.
Like a French crepe.
Crepe. Oh, oui, oui. May I look
Very
at you?
Very thin, much like a French crepe.
How was your bathtub? Huh?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you're very clean.
Oh, God, did you...
I'm still
We're
dirty.
doing France next week.
I know. So basically, they said it was an accident, how this came about. But blini are served as good luck when a baby is born.
Blini.
And a token of goodwill and happiness at funerals. So it's a lot like funeral potatoes for us.
I'm bringing blini to the next funeral.
From birth
What
to
is this
death,
garbage?
It's blini. Eat it.
Eat it.
You'll live till 55. You eat this. So anyways, I thought that's
55.
that's kind of interesting, I thought.
That's super weird.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is you are forbidden to whistle inside.
Oh, dang it.
Most people do not know how weirdly
It scares the bears,
superstitious-
probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You piss him off.
You whistle, you die. Stop.
I guess Russians are super superstitious.
Yeah.
Russians do not believe in shaking
Superstitious.
hands in a doorway, sitting at the
yeah.
corner table, or saying happy birthday before the actual day. Do not say, it's not my birthday.
My birthday tomorrow. You want to start today?
Well, you want me to live till 54?
Take that blini. Take it away. I'll eat borscht.
If you want to avoid some angry Russians while visiting, do not do these things.
Yeah.
Even weirder Russians do not believe you are allowed to whistle inside.
Yeah.
It would be best to avoid humming your favorite. It would be best,
Yeah.
your favorite tune in this country. Superstition says that if you do, you are in for bad financial luck.
There was
in
another
the
one
future.
that I don't think made it in here, but one was like if you're leaving to go somewhere and you go back to the house because you
I
forgot
saw that
something,
too.
that's super bad luck. So like they won't do it.
Like if you left your wallet and your keys, you're screwed.
You're
you just
done.
gotta keep
you
on
gotta,
going.
Like they'll call like a neighbor to come back in their house to get it.
Yeah.
So they don't have to go.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've read in multiple places they're very superstitious.
It's really weird. Yeah. A cool thing about Russia is they have the third highest concentration of billionaires in the world, which makes sense.
I always do see like these names, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I wonder what country it's like. Russia.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the Blini Empire. Like, yeah. Anyways,
They're just a rich,
yeah,
like resource country.
they
too.
really are. Yeah. So Moscow,
Well, they're freaking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, covers a lot of ground. So
they used to be number one. Moscow had the number one title, housing 84 of the world's billionaires.
Really?
Yeah. But a lot of them now are in New York, in Hong Kong. So now they're third, if that makes sense. In 2019 alone, these men were worth $421 billion combined.
Oh my gosh.
They have
Isn't that what the stimulus package was?
not
Just-
even. They have estimated that a staggering 89% of Russia's wealth is controlled by the richest 10% of the
That's
population.
usually what the biggest.
The Russian President Vladimir Putin is part of the wealthy few controlling not only the money, but also the politics. So, obviously, that makes sense.
Talk about Russian.
You don't talk about
Vladimir.
Vladimir.
Women greatly outnumber the men.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
there's pretty Russians.
There are.
It's a country with pretty women.
Yeah.
It's believed that during World War II, the number of men decreased significantly after the war took the lives of over 25 million soldiers.
They lost a lot of people.
Yeah, the Battle of Stalingrad, was more than any, our country and all the losses.
Yeah.
They lost more. What did they say? It's a third of their country died in World War II.
Yeah.
But I mean, they single-handedly held off Germany that was pushing hard.
A lot of times we say, "Oh, America."
If it wasn't for Russia,
we wouldn't have won that.
No,
war,
they
dude.
freaking took a beating, and they single-handedly held off the Russians. Seriously,
it's insane, man.
It's pretty impressive what they did, but man, they suffered for it.
Yeah.
The gender ratio in Russia is currently 86 men per 100 women.
Dang.
This has greatly affected the traditional society where the women marry young and have babies quickly. Russian women are now being required to seek marriages outside of Russia. You can buy one right now.
You can.
Go online, get you a Russian bride. So, mail order brides right there. There are not enough Russian men for the number of women, so it's a way of them to get out of the country and date men who are available and interested in marriage and then their husbands are going to die at 55 anyway.
Exactly.
And they're alcoholics. So it's rough. It's a rough selection for the women.
It is, yeah. And speaking of that, so if there's not enough men, maybe you just become gay as a woman.
Maybe.
But you can't because you'll be arrested and probably tortured in Russia. In 2013, Putin cracked down on the ability of the gay community to express themselves. They created a gay propaganda ban, stating that same-sex relationships are not socially acceptable and even labeled them as illegal under Russian law, which is crazy.
And then, the gay propaganda, the United States, it probably pissed them off
Oh,
so bad.
gosh, yeah. We probably pissed them off so freaking bad, dude.
Yeah.
So they send gay members of the community to prison or to labor camps.
Wow.
Yeah. These gay people who have been detained and tortured have come forth saying they were electrocuted and beaten until the point of revealing the names of other gay people. You tell me who the other gays are right now.
I don't know. Kobe's gay.
Well, everybody gay. Vladimir gay. No, I mean, no. I don't like being shocked.
I'm sure they just come up with names. I don't know.
I don't know. Is that what they say?
Everybody is gay.
My whole neighborhood, everybody gay, gay, gay.
Go. Bears are addicted to getting high on kerosene.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, Russian bears in the south of Kamchatka. Anyway,
Yeah.
Russians are getting their fix, apparently, to the Kronosky Nature Reserve. Over 700 of these beauties have gotten their hands on leftover canisters of jet fuel.
I just love how there's just jet fuel canisters hanging around Russia. Just hanging out.
I don't think you would not have a hard time bugging out. You're like, I got fuel.
Yeah.
We'll come over a mountain ridge, a bunch of jet fuel right
We got
here.
high bears. I don't know what we're going to do with them.
But yeah, the leftover from generators and helicopters, the bears just go and sniff them, and they obviously enjoy it. They're rolling around in it. These bears are huge.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of them. So pretty funny.
That is kind of funny.
Kind of sad.
Yeah.
The Russians got them addicted to alcohol.
Hey, if you wanted to survive in the Russian wilderness, do you know what I would do? I would go to Survive Outdoors Longer.
It's the best place.
I would seriously go get some SOL gear because they make emergency shelters, they make fire starters, survival kits, signaling accessories, probably bear survival kits. Probably. They're trusted by outdoor professionals and casual preppers. I've said this a few times, but I have their emergency bivvy in my bug out bag.
Me
so
too.
Take that, and so does Cameron.
Me too.
So reasonably priced. That's what I love about their stuff.
It is. That's
great.
the thing I like the most about them too.
And what I'm also excited about is they have a brand new collection being launched later this year. They're going to expand all of their gear to include base camp items, cutting tools,
helicopters.
helicopters, navigation, and a bunch more stuff. So pack SOL, pack more than luck. Because you know what my nephew says? Luck is for losers. He's going to a jiu-jitsu tournament this weekend, and I texted him good luck. And he's like, luck is for losers. And he won. Of course he did. Available at REI, Amazon, and many other fine retailers. Go get SOL and survive outdoors longer.
Awesome. It is great stuff.
It is great stuff.
So let's get into some of the conspiracies and the urban legends.
Yeah,
and
there's so
other
many.
stuff.
There was 1,000 weird stories
There
from
are.
over there.
Some of them
They're
Yeah.
so weird that I didn't even want to read them. I'm like,
Just
this
same
is
here.
too freaking
Like,
weird.
I can't even. It's either translated poorly
Yeah.
or
This one is kind of on the edge of being too weird, but it was crazy.
this one's cool though.
Yeah, Anatoly
freaky, but-
Moskvin. They call him the corpse collector. Okay. This is definitely a case where life is stranger than fiction. Legend has it that a mysterious person roams Russia, hunting for
One
people.
person.
One person. There's only one.
in Russia.
Hunting for people to kidnap. He then kills them, preserves them, and puts their mummified bodies on display. It's a horror story to fit nightmares, okay? However, what is more terrifying is that in 2011, Nizhny Novgorod resident Anatoly Moskvin was arrested and then convicted of grave robbing. He exhumed the bodies of 29 girls and young women, which he brought home to his flat. Moskvin then mummified them, dressed them up, and placed them around his home, which he shared with his parents, who thought the corpses were large dolls.
Which is not
It's not great either way.
My son likes big dolls that look like women.
We've got, I don't know, 29 or so just hanging around the house.
He's got a lot of time on these hands.
I was asking, maybe you want to get a bear instead? I don't know. But no.
But even that is what makes me
I
laugh.
know.
It's like it's big dolls. It's okay.
It's no big deal. I
Wait,
don't-
those were not dolls?
those are body corpses.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it is way creepy.
Lenin was a mushroom. More of a practical joke than anything. 1991 Soviet musician Sergei Kuryokin.
I'm gonna go sing
Karaoke
some karaoke.
broadcast an interview on what was then Leningrad television, pretending to be a historian.
That's awesome.
Claimed that the Lenin had consumed such a large amount of magic mushrooms that he had actually become one. And people believe this.
You are what you eat.
Yeah. They called the interview came at a time when Russia was undergoing a process of complete social and cultural reform. When
Glasnost.
opened up free speech in the public domain and loosened media censorship and control. At this stage, the people of Russia were not accustomed to the broadcasted satire and absurd comedy. So they were just like, I believe it.
Oh my gosh, he's a mushroom.
They do not produce anything that's not true.
Yeah.
So they thought that Lenin truly became a mushroom.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You
He
know?
basically has. I mean, they tried
Yeah.
to preserve him. He's all just a rotten figure in it.
For sure.
Did they ever take him out of the museum or whatever?
I don't
You
know,
could go
dude.
see his body still?
They was there for a long time. I know that.
So
don't
I'm
know.
sure why they probably believed it.
This one's cool. This one gets my blood pumping. It might be all the caffeine I'm drinking, but
This one's cool.
the UVB-76 is called the buzzer. Since the 1970s, a phantom radio station has been broadcasting a mysterious buzz across its airways almost every other second. What are you laughing at?
Just what is?
I know.
It's so weird. That
I know.
It's still.
On top of this, every couple of months, a thick Russian accent recites the code UVB-76, and then the station resumes its buzzing again. The origins of the station, nicknamed the buzzer, are unknown. Nobody knows who set it up or why it emits the buzz and code. Theorists believe the code could possibly relate to Russian military operations, nuclear war, or atmospheric research. So I actually found this buzzer.
I was gonna ask you.
I found this. So
Let's hear it.
Here's what the buzzer, just the buzzer part of it sounds like. Let's see if this works here.
That's sweet. I was just thinking that we should have found it. Creepy.
It's so damn creepy.
It's a weird horn too.
It is weird. So, and now here's what the Russian, the voice message sounds like. Isn't that crazy?
And that's it.
Yeah, so that's it. So that's the buzzer, man. So there's that buzzer sound, and that voice message comes on like once a month and does that. And it's been going since the 1970s. Nobody
Can't
has any
find it
idea.
or anything.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's pretty bizarre and
Anyways,
creepy.
I thought that was kind of a cool.
That one is a cool one.
deal there.
So this one just kind of makes me laugh. The Verbinski bypass. Some say the Verbinski bypass, the seemingly pointless semicircular detour on the otherwise straight train line between St. Petersburg and Moscow, can literally be traced back to Tsar Nicholas I. Keeping in line with European development, the Tsar decided to lay down track. Lay down some track.
I'm going to lay down some dang good track.
to connect his nation's first and second cities in the mid-1800s. Engineers on the project argued over the best route, and Nicholas I grew frustrated with them. And apparently, he seized the map and drew a line. Damn, put it right here. And they figure in haste that he drew the line straight and did a little bump over the tip of his finger.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it the Tsar's finger, because the straight line was drawn on the map, but the bump was over his finger because he's like, just draw it like this. And it's like the bump of his finger.
And they did it anyways.
This is Tsar. He wants a bump here.
This is exactly. He said, do it just like this. Okay.
So they figure there's a pointless little bump, which they fixed in 2001.
Oh, they did fix it. Dang it, that's too bad.
150 years it was there, though. Just pointless little They figure he just drew it, and they were like, we follow this.
This is the map. We do it just
some
like
reason
this.
he wants this bump here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a barricade.
That's so hilarious.
But
That's
yeah.
such a Russian thing.
I know. It's the Tsar's finger.
Yeah. Metro 2.
This is like Fallout to me. Reminds
Well,
me
do you
of-
remember the video game Metro?
Oh, that's his. That's his.
This is it.
That's his.
Yeah, this is what this was based on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
Moscow's vast metro is shrouded in urban legends and conspiracy
Have you played
theories.
one of those?
I have, yeah.
I have.
Back in the day.
I bought one on sale and have never even downloaded
They
it.
say that it's one that really taxing on video
Computer,
cards and
yeah.
stuff, so they use it to test. But anyways, one suggests that the circle line was a happy accident that arose when Stalin put his coffee cup in the mass transit system's plans. The cup stained, and on the consideration, the engineers thought the circle line would be a great addition.
Once again.
Once again, happy accident.
These maps.
The coffee stain in the circle, we make the train in metro
he
circle.
wants a very secret spot right here.
Shh, don't tell nobody. We do this. Okay. Apparently, there are huge radioactive rats that live in the metro tunnels too. So that's fun.
That sounds
Yeah.
freaking awesome.
One of the biggest legends, however, is that deep underneath the metro system that millions of Muscovites use each day is another metro.
Muscovites.
Yeah.
Such a terrible thing.
It's horrible, huh?
Oh, it's a Muscovite.
Oh, I got Muscovites in my bed. Is another metro system even further down that they call Metro 2.
Wow.
And it, as it's referred to, is said to be bigger than the other metro system and connects the Kremlin to the KGB headquarters in Moscow and the government airport and a bunch of towns. So, like, it's one that basically the
Big-
higher ups in the government use. So
Bigger, deeper, better.
bigger, deeper, better.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The haunted Kremlin. Moscow's Kremlin is haunted, and former Tsars of leaders still wander the corridors. There's been a noted that the apparitions of Nicholas II usually foreshadow impending disasters.
Oh, jeez.
Ivan the Terrible still lurks about too. He's occasionally spotted on the bell tower, and people have reported that they have heard his footsteps.
Oh, it sounded just like the way he walked. Even the terrible.
Terrible's in here.
Who is that? Oh, this got to
Listen,
be
listen.
Ivan.
It's Ivan the Terrible.
Listen, the way that the left leg drags a little bit.
The heel strike is a bit stronger.
Yeah.
The story goes that he can't find peace even as a ghost because he killed his own son, a deed that still haunts him in his afterlife.
Makes sense.
Even Lenin has been sighted, although his spirit was seen by several people while he was alive but unable to walk. He died 3 months after the sighting.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is really
I
interesting.
saw his ghost.
He's still alive.
Lenin's still alive, idiot.
Yeah, I saw it.
No, for real, like he was there.
The footsteps definitely not Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah. This is a funny story. Soon after Stalin's personality cult was denounced, relations between the USSR and China began to deteriorate. China launched a campaign of anti-Soviet propaganda and eventually armed clashes. So there was bad things, right? They were brainwashed to believe in a Chinese threat looming over them, and such fears found reflection in an urban myth that made the rounds in the late 1960s. So here was the myth. A Soviet woman bought a Chinese carpet and hung it on the wall. At night, her son, who was sleeping next door, heard a terrible scream and called the police. They found the woman dead and with a horrified expression frozen on her face.
Yeah, it's the same one, huh?
Yeah. A shrewd policeman turned off the light, and everyone saw a terrible image glowing on the new carpet on the wall. Mao Zedong lying in a coffin with his hands folded over his chest as a candle burned green. It was glowing.
That's crazy.
But basically, they're saying what happened was, in order to pay tribute to their leader, the Chinese embroidered carpets exported to Russia with Mao's image were in phosphorescent threads. So at night, when the light would go off, they'd glow, and it would scare people. And they did it on
That's
purpose.
genius.
I
if
know.
they
I think
did
it's
that.
awesome. That would scare the crap out of me,
Me too.
So
Like, this is
anyways.
beautiful. Huh? What the?
And
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember. Oh, isn't like so? Russia's considered a European country,
I
but
know.
isn't like the majority in
Asia. Yeah.
So crazy how
It is.
big that place is.
Yeah.
Americans and their bioweapons.
Hmm.
Dang Americans.
Hate them.
After World War II, Soviet agriculture was threatened by the Colorado beetle, which destroyed potato crops. According to the Soviet Minister of Agriculture, the beetle invasion was due to American sabotage.
It was the Idaho.
Everything has been sabotaged in Russia.
It was the state of Idaho that dropped them over there.
Yeah.
We got the best taters. No more
This
Russian
beetle
taters.
pissed me off. Send them on over.
Send them on over to the Russians.
This urban myth spread quickly and was printed in many Soviet newspapers as well as in those of Eastern Bloc countries. The hungry critters were spotted in a growing number of locations, while thousands of school children were sent to the fields to gather them by hand.
That's what I love. What are we going to do about these beetles?
Get the kids, get them.
Yeah, just pull them out of school. We'll get them to figure this out.
They don't need school. They need to find beetles. Stupid Americans.
We'll make it the game. 100 beetles is one potato.
One vodka.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the vodka from the potatoes?
I think so, probably. Give them some borscht. They'll be fine.
Some warm borscht. One for beetles all day.
And then we'll let them have a bath and say congratulations as they come out.
Yeah, so super weird.
Yeah.
Even look for poison ampules in the fields. So look, while you're looking for Colorado beetle, see if there's any vials of
Look
poison.
for beetle, look for poison.
Bring poison back to us.
Yeah. Don't eat the beetles.
Thinking of the American sabotage, like beetles, a couple ampules. Poison. Who's going to just drink one that's sitting out in the middle? Incidentally, another version of this myth emerged in the 70s, alleging the Americans scattered ticks in ampules along the tracks of the Baikal-Amur Railway, whose construction was almost complete.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
What's the tick thing? The little controversy around that. Have we talked about that conspiracy?
Oh, for Lyme disease?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy one.
That could very well be.
Could be, yeah. There's some rumors, like there's so many crazy rumors that was spreading across the Soviet Union. One of them happened to be about some gadgets that maybe some spies had from Japan and stuff like that and the Americas. So rumors of incredible spy gadgets reached the Soviet people. Legends about the wonders of Western technology that were capable of everything were terrifying. They were just so scared of these things. Many of these, for some reason, were associated with virtual striptease. For example, there was an urban myth about special Japanese glasses through which one could see people naked. So they're like, oh, geez, they're gonna look at all our ding dongs and all our boobs. What are we gonna do? You know what I mean?
We got many more boobs here.
Yeah, we got more boobs than ding dongs. There were. There were also legends about foreigners who photographed Soviet women in swimsuits on beaches with special red film. When the film was developed, the swimsuits disappeared, and the wicked foreigners printed obscene nude pictures of Soviet women and distributed this pornography in their homeland in order to besmirch the dignity of the USSR. These girls weren't actually naked. They had on the bikinis. It's their film. So,
Yeah.
it's so
This
weird.
is funny.
I know.
How dare you? Where do I get these glasses?
How can I procure some of these glasses? Maybe?
What you do is just dirty and tricky, and where do you buy that?
I don't like it. I need one for research purposes only.
I'm gonna see for spy reasons.
I want some for spy reasons only.
Let's see who's carrying something. And let's see who is carrying bird beaks
Don't
into
care
schools.
about the ding-dongs. Don't care about the boobs. It's all spy reasons only.
I want to see which children are carrying bird beaks into the schools.
Yes.
I am not creepy.
Very important spy reasons only.
Foreigners were rarely allowed behind the Iron Curtain.
It's true.
So when international youth festivals began to be held in the USSR in the late 50s, Soviet people were frightened by the invasion of guests from abroad. I know this feeling. I feel like the invasion of Californians to Utah.
It's ridiculous right now, isn't it?
Inevitably, this fear found its reflection in the new urban legends, many of which featured a dangerous gift. People believe that the visiting foreigners gave children poisoned sweets.
It's funny because, like, we have the same things, like
We do.
the Halloween ones.
Yeah.
You know?
The legend was born after a Swede presented a child with a bitter licorice
It's
candy.
probably black licorice. That is poison.
guaranteed.
Straight up poison. Don't eat it.
Fountain pens and toys stuffed with bombs and poison.
Bombs.
Look at that. One item shrouded in the mystique of particular dread was chewing gum.
Yeah.
Which all Soviet children dreamed of, despite the danger, according to urban myth.
Only I could get a little bit of chewing gum.
It's the candy that chews.
You chew it, and it tastes so good. And blow my
Eat your borsk. Oh.
Eat your salad water. I don't know what he was doing.
Slap on it. Eat it.
Eat your salad
Oh,
water.
I don't want to. I want the chewing gum. And a bit of the gum. A little bit of juicy fruit. Come Italian. Foreigners allegedly stuffed chewing gum with poisoned microneedles in crushed glass.
Microneedles.
Insulin needles stuck in my gum.
Tastes a little glassy.
It's a big piece of gum, you know? Oh, yeah. They probably were super pissed when they saw Bubblicious tape gum.
I know, huh?
It looks so good.
Please, Daddy. I'm so sick of this bird beak. I would like to play with gum.
Yeah, we got sap, son.
Go reach your sap.
Also, there was a popular belief that if you swallowed chewing gum, your mouth would be covered in mold.
Don't swallow it.
Linen's going to grow in your mouth.
Yeah, it's not good. Mushroom mouth.
In addition, gifts of chewing gum and candies were perceived as an act of superiority by the sly capitalists. There was a rumor that foreigners took pictures of how they gave goodies to Soviet children and then showing those pictures back home said that the Soviet children were begging in the streets. They want a chewing gum.
Please, Daddy. Please.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
So there's been, I don't know if you saw pictures of these, but these are really weird. There's these huge mysterious holes in Siberia that just show up out of nowhere. Giant, inexplicable holes in the ground in Siberia have been appearing over the years, and they just keep coming. Nobody knows how they started, but one scientific explanation connects them to melting permafrost due to global warming.
Everything.
And if you saw the holes, you would. There's no way global warming. Like they are hundreds
everything is
of
caused
meters.
by global warming.
It looks like a bomb went off. Like it has to be some sort of like bomb test. But they're just in the middle of nowhere, and they're humongous, like football field size. Permafrost. My butt.
Yeah, it's funny how everything just global warming. I don't know.
Gotta be global
It's
warming.
like if you can't figure it out, just tack on global warming.
Yeah.
That's what caused it.
Mm-hmm.
That skin rash, global
Climate
warming.
change.
I'm telling all the patients that, too. Yeah, these hemorrhoids, global warming.
Anxiety, global warming.
Do your part.
Yeah.
See you later.
Recycle.
The Black Volga. If you asked anyone in Russia or Eastern Europe about this infamous car, you'll hear a story you won't soon forget.
Oh, geez.
The appearance of the car has been connected to a string of disappearances, particularly children.
Of course.
He want some gum? Some even say that the devil himself drives the mysterious car.
I've got some big red.
So the
in
Black Volga is a scary deal in Russia. You see it?
here.
Look for your children.
Run.
Leave your children.
Alashenka. You ever heard of Alashenka? 1966, an elderly, mentally disturbed woman brought a strange baby.
Alashenka.
In 1966, an elderly, mentally disturbed woman brought a strange baby she claimed to have found in the woods into her home. Everyone who saw it in person said it seemed otherworldly. It died suddenly, and doctors were never able to determine what exactly the creature was.
That's it.
No, there's more. I found some more on
Alyoshenka.
Wikipedia. Okay, this is where I found it.
.rus.
They also call it the Kaistim dwarf. It's believed
Oh, I do. Okay, I remember that.
by many to be a prematurely born female baby with many deformities found in the village of Keolinovi near Kaistim, Chelyabinsk Oblast, Russia, in 1996.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's great this time of year.
Good town.
Subsequently, the remains were lost and only photos and videos survived. Various supernatural, mystical explanations arose, but skeptics regard the claims regarding its existence nothing more than an urban legend. So, let me tell you what this thing looked like. And it sounds like from nightmares. Alyoshenka was a grayish fetus about 25 centimeters in length. Its hairless head had a number of dark spots. The eyes were large, occupying most of the face. Like gigantic. That's most of the face. The skull was smooth with strange ridges that all met at a central ridge, similar to the appearance of a leaf's veins.
Ooh, like a Klingon.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, huh? The skull in particular did not resemble the skull of a healthy human.
No.
No.
That doesn't sound
I
like
don't
it.
think that looks right. All the babies I saw don't look this way.
I don't know if that was going to make it.
I'm going to have to eat the borscht. Get out of that. I don't know.
How much tree sap you been eating?
Yeah. I think you overdosed on birch.
Let the bears clean it up.
He's just hacking on a bone.
Super weird. Like,
Yeah, man.
why did that, of all things, like become like this? What's
I don't know, man.
Well, this is.
Ugh. Alyoshenka.
This ain't good.
I love how it has its own song.
This ain't good.
Oh, Alyoshenka. Yeah.
Baby, or Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
And Koshchei, the Deathless. Baba Yaga and her ally Koshchei are not to be trifled with. Baba Yaga is an ancient witch with iron teeth
Ew.
and a house that stands on chicken legs.
You imagine telling that story to
Yeah.
kids? Oh my gosh.
Oh, this big Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga with the iron teeth.
Koshchei has the powers of the weather and tortures people with his cries. Is it a he or she?
I don't know, but they said witch. Witches are ladies. Get your facts straight.
And her ally, Koshchei. He's a boy.
Oh, maybe that's true.
Koshchei. Anyway.
Ain't got a foundation.
Weird stuff.
Got
I don't know.
chicken legs.
Got a house up on chicken legs.
Got
Iron teeth.
apartments on chicken legs. A little wobbly. This one is really actually interesting. I've never heard of this before. The Judica Cordiglia brothers recording.
Yeah, I never heard of this.
The recordings made by these brothers have long been thought to contain the final moments of
Oh, no, I do. I have heard of this.
a female cosmonaut's moments in space prior to her death. But the Russian government denies their authenticity. So there were these brothers, and they were super excited when they're like Italian or something, I think, when the Russians started sending stuff up into space. So they got this like radio equipment so they could hear like the Sputnik beep.
Because who knows how many people died with that race.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like even the one that was like a little crisp,
Uh-huh.
that's in a museum, his body burned to a
Yeah.
crisp. There's tons of stuff with that,
Yep.
like that they just wanted to push to get them up there. So.
Yeah, and so they got the transmission signal. They knew where the Russians were, transmitting from on all these things, and they had this equipment that was getting this stuff. But in 1960, without a launch announced, they heard a broadcast of someone asking for help that was in space. This is what they claim, anyways. Some think it was a cosmonaut that had been launched, and the Russians didn't announce it, and they were killed. There's a lot of people that actually think that like way more people died in the Russian space race than they actually said. So there was a particularly haunting message that was intercepted by the brothers on May 17th, 1961, and they were saying, "Conditions growing worse. Why don't you answer? We are going slower. The world will never know about us." So it's really crazy stuff. And I actually found one of the other recordings, which is kind of interesting.
How did she die?
They don't know.
They don't know. She died up in space?
They don't know.
They don't even know if she even existed?
The Russians deny it.
Ah, okay.
So here's the one, and I'll kind of tell you what she's saying as we go. I see flames. I see flames. I feel hot. I feel hot. 32. Forty-one. Am I going to crash? So that's
pretty horrible.
Isn't that crazy? So that's one that they intercepted.
Yeah, that they just
had
sent
to
a ton up.
Exactly. So those ones are really interesting. There's a lot more to that one.
Yeah, there's a lot more to all
We
those.
could do a whole episode.
Oh
on
my
that.
gosh, on the Russian space
Oh
race.
yeah, for sure.
Here's one you never heard of. The
I don't know why we
Dyatlov
put-
Pass incident. I know,
Yeah.
I just left it in there because this one's a huge
Oh,
conspiracy.
it's huge. Yeah.
And if you listen to our last, what was it, 3 weeks ago?
I think so.
That one, it's still, I mean, there's no way it was an avalanche. There's no way avalanche.
Yeah. So Dyatlov Pass.
Yeah, where the, so if you didn't listen to that one, there was 9 total, right? 9 experienced hikers were killed one night in 1959, an incident that the conspiracy theorists still can't wrap their heads around. The tents were slashed from the inside out, and the victims were kind of spread out along a path down, like they ran out without any of their clothes on in the middle of the freezing temperatures.
Yeah.
And there's just tons of conspiracy around it.
It's
and
never
then
ending.
recently they're like, probably avalanche.
Yeah.
Stupidest
Makes
thing.
no sense.
Yeah.
This one is the Voronezh UFO landing.
We talked about this one.
Did we?
When we did our
forever
alien
ago.
one. Yeah.
September 27, 1989, the Russian news agency TASS stated that the UFO had landed in a public park in Voronezh. Tall, thin figures emerged and spoke to a group of young boys there before departing. If the reports are to be believed, who they were or where they came from has never been answered. So here's a little bit more to this one. The story reported by the Telegraph Agency of the Soviet Union claimed that a group of children had spotted a small ball in the park whilst playing, which quickly morphed into a disc, which landed near them. Witnesses then reported a 3-eyed alien and a robot exiting the craft. The alien stared at a horrified onlooker, freezing them in their tracks before departing and then returning 5 minutes later to abduct a 16-year-old boy. I forgot to get the boy. Gotta come back and get her. Get him. Using what was described as a 50-centimeter long pistol tube.
Why did they leave and then come back?
No.
What do you think about this one? I took a couple of pictures. You want that one? Okay,
Which
I'll
one do
go
you
back
want?
and
Tell me. I'll go grab him. Gosh damn it.
He's still frozen.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Though the children were the only ones claiming to have witnessed the aliens, Lieutenant Sergei A. Matveyev of the Voronezh District Police Station claimed to have seen the craft. The Interior Ministry said they would dispatch troops to the area should the craft reappear. We'll bring in troops if it comes back. Go play with your ball. You know? Anyways,
It's true, they saw it, but yeah.
no worries.
16-year-old boy, I don't know where the hell he went.
He's
If he comes back and takes another one of you,
he's on
the
a
last
space
one
mission.
of you come back. Yeah, he's on space.
He's some space mission.
He probably got lost in space or
Yeah, I don't know.
something. 50-centimeter long pistol tube.
I know.
I'll get you with the pistol tube.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know why those alien ones crack me
They're
up.
hilarious, man.
Urban legends of the Kovrino Hospital. Construction on this hospital began in 1980 and stopped unexpectedly in 85, never to resume. Since then, locals report that the building is haunted and that satanic services are held in there in secret. Well, don't go to the Kovrino Hospital.
Yeah.
If you have an accident in Russia and they say you're going to Kovrino Hospital, get out.
Tell them no. Say
I don't want to.
And then we got the bullshit. Oh, bullshit. Space wreckage. That's bullshit.
Bullshit. I never read it that way.
Yeah, I didn't either, dude. BOSHICH. Bullshit.
I'm bullshitting out. That's space wreckage.
I ain't bullshitting you. There's a space wreckage. In August 1979, the British tabloid newspaper Reveal claimed that an alien spaceship had been wrecked and its remains...
Bullshit.
I'm calling bullshit on this one. Included 10 alien beings were now orbiting the Earth. There was debris found in the area, but whether or not it was alien in nature was never revealed to the public.
Sounded like a bunch of bullshit.
Like a bunch of bullshit, if you ask me.
Bullshit. I don't get it.
I know.
They didn't even explain why it's named after
No.
bullshit.
I'd have to go into. I didn't really look into this one very much. I'm sorry.
We should have.
Bullshit. I'm gonna have to look at that one though.
It's sort of
That's
like
great.
the British tabloid picking up, like, what's that? Did you say bullshit?
What?
Bullshit.
What is this about this bullshit wreckage?
Yeah, aliens. Yeah.
Can you tell me? I gotta ask you a question. How many times have you tried to find a comfortable pair of pants or button-up shirt that doesn't make you look like a Rent-A-Cop or MC Hammer, but it has all the functionality you're looking for?
That's
How many
hard.
times?
All the time.
It's a bullshit shirt that you don't want to do. But let me tell you where to go. You got to go to offthegridsurplus.com because they've got the stuff you need there.
I can't believe that name.
I know, man.
I've read over it 10
I
times
did
and
too.
didn't catch it.
Didn't even see it. Off the Grid Surplus, they've got the new stuff they got is cool. The shorts they have, they're going to beat all the shorts you got to death with one hand tied behind their backs. They're great shorts. And they got these new Hawaiian shirts that are fantastic as well. Cam was wearing one the other day.
I went and bought an extra one.
Did you?
Mhm.
Beautiful. I'm glad
And I
you did.
used my code.
Did you?
And it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's like workwear, outdoor wear, tactical, all wrapped up in one nice little package.
That's nice.
That's what it is, right? So go to Off the Grid
I
Surplus.
seriously love their freaking stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding.
And
if
the
I
co-
went and used my own cashola,
You know
buy
you
it
like it.
myself.
Use our code Casual Preppers. You get 15% off. Usually it's 10. With us, it's 15.
Yeah.
We ain't bullshitting you.
No. That's another one. When you make a shirt.
know. Bullshit.
Have you heard of bullshit space
Exactly.
station? Space. Yeah, wreckage. So, this one's called Brain Radio. In 1923, Russian electrical engineer Bernard Kaczynski came up. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Because it sounded.
yeah. It's
came
like,
up
I wonder
with-
if he's related to Ted.
Yeah.
Is he the Unabomber?
Yeah, I think so. Came up with the extraordinary concept of the brain radio. To transmit.
Think about it.
What am I going to name this?
Brain radio.
Brain radio. To transmit brain impulses and transform them into long distance signals. So,
Whoa.
peddling the idea that human beings are living radio stations that can transmit and receive signals. He visited Europe.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
wait.
Wait,
Dude,
listen
got a
to this.
Big idea here.
Big idea.
Big idea. Your radio station. I listen to you. Podcast come out of your
Yes,
brain.
you know the beep, beep, beep we hear on the radio. This you, this me. All our brains make the beep, beep.
Let me try it on UVB 276.
I hear Russian cosmonaut dying in space.
Turn it off. Cancel project.
Never mind, that's the wrong station. I come from America.
Yeah.
This American.
Sounds like Russian. Oh, never mind. That's American. In 1924, he carried out the first tests in Moscow using low-frequency radio waves. The aim of the experiment was to influence dogs to pick up a particular book from a pile and deliver it to the scientist in the next room. It's pornography. Playboy.
Bring me booby pictures. Good dog, good dog.
The experiment was successful, but later on the animals... I'm getting brainwaves right
I
now.
know.
Later on, the animals refused to obey the training
I'm
commands.
done with this, the dog says. No more.
I'm not getting you crap. The Secret Service caught wind of the project and were interested in the idea of using the radio to influence people's minds. Russia has always been obsessed with this.
They have.
Kaczynski, according to some accounts, stopped working on the project despite believing in it. I believe it, but I'm done with it.
No more work.
And it was later adopted by, I'm on the 118-day break. It was later adopted by other scientists, although never truly put into action. The concept was eventually relegated to the archives due to its expensive and lack of progress.
Dang it.
Or was it?
You
You
ever
need to go get book.
my good book from other room?
That's all they got to. Yeah. That's pretty good. I don't want to do it anymore.
Figure that's good enough, huh? You ever heard of the combat mole? It's not like that big mole you took off my back. It's a different thing.
Oh, man.
I call that the
This is-
combat mole.
Not melanoma, not squamous cell. This is a combat mole.
It's a combat mole.
Looks like a bullet.
You train that mother up, you're good.
I've never heard of this.
Defend your house. The idea of building a machine that could drill its way underground through soil and rocks was not only dreamt up by science fiction writers, but also
Genius idea.
That was a great idea. The Soviets had this idea. Such a machine could potentially destroy an enemy's underground facilities and infrastructure, as well as breach enemy lines. Obviously, you go under, okay? You don't got to go over. You don't got to go through. You go under. Yeah. While the first concepts of this type emerged in Moscow in the early 20th century, engineer Petr Razakov, sadly, he didn't live long enough. Petr.
My name's Petr.
That's my bear. You want a Petr? You want a Petr?
That's Petr Krasinski.
That's my bear. You want a Petr? He was killed in 1904. It wasn't until the 1930s when his new life was breathed into the project. According to various accounts, Soviet engineer Rudolf Chebelevsky got his hands on some German designs of a so-called subterranean, and later, with the support of the authorities, built the first prototype of the underground drilling machine. The subterranean was designed to lay cables for geological exploration.
Sure.
But the project was abandoned for a number of years as Soviet authorities decided to focus on other initiatives like giant fidget spinners and whatnot. in the 1960s, supported by USSR
I'm gonna
leader,
go tap some trees. I'm out of here.
Nikita Khrushchev, the idea was fired up again and was kept under wraps, even more so than the Soviet atomic project. There was a special factory for this built in the Crimea. The scientists came up with a new modification that had many outstanding capabilities, named the Combat Mole. It operated using nuclear power and was 35.
I wonder what the translation is.
I don't know.
Russian.
It was 35 meters long. It could travel at a maximum speed of 7 kilometers an hour.
Boom. Was that 3 miles per hour or something?
Something like that. But you're going underground. You can't go too fast. No. I mean, it could carry 5 crew members and up to 15 soldiers. No. First tested in 1964 in the Urals. That's where Dyatlov was. Maybe the Combat Mole got him. Oh, yeah. It was extremely successful. It cut through a mountain like a knife through hot butter and destroyed an imaginary enemy bunker.
Shouldn't it be a hot knife through butter?
I don't know. That's usually how it goes, isn't it? This was, yeah.
The translation's not so good.
Not perfect. Good enough.
Cut like knife through hot butter.
Yeah.
Liquid butter.
Yeah. Sadly, the second test didn't go so smoothly. The mole exploded, killing all crew members.
This is how all Russian experiments end.
Later, they just said, never mind, we'll go to space.
Yeah. We've not mastered on the ground. Yeah. Let's go up to space. Probably won't explode.
Mole weapon, not so good.
Climatic weapon.
Climaxic.
Climatic.
Yeah, you're right.
Climatic. Climatic. In the 60s, many countries tried to come up with the methods of to influence climate and weather conditions. We talked about this. Americans mastered it.
They did.
And destroyed Vietnam. The Soviets thought that if they could control the weather, it would give them a huge advantage over the enemy. And scientists researched the idea. That's probably why it snows so much. They're like, no, screwed up. It's just going to snow all year round.
Whoops.
Oops, it's cold all the time now.
What are we going to do? Give them bears. They'll be fine. Let them all have bears in their house.
Plant birch trees. They're good. In 1977, the UN officially adopted a convention banning the use of climate. Oh, my God. Climate-changing weapons. Climate. But the U.S. and Soviet... I'm getting tired. Reading too much. That's funny. And Soviet Union continued to examine the prospect and established meteorological complexes that were reportedly able to influence processes in the ionosphere. We talked about this.
We did, yes.
What goes along with the ionosphere?
HAARP.
Yeah. The Sura Ionospheric Heating Facility, a Russian laboratory for researching the ionosphere. Why didn't we even bring this up?
I don't know. Maybe we did.
Was set up in the 80s. It was much like the American HAARP complex. At the time, nearby residents witnessed strange glowing lights in the sky and moving red spheres. But these were put down to plasma formations created by the work going on in the complex facility. However, many scientists believe all talk of climate-changing weapon is completely groundless. What does that mean?
I don't know.
So, so they have I mean, why wouldn't they? The United States, if they knew they were working on the ionosphere, and of course the Russians are going to try and get on top of it. They're going to one-up it.
Yeah.
So that was going on, and it was creating weird stuff.
That's Russia in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's the weirdness that is Russia. There's a lot more.
There's a lot
We
more.
had to cut out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There was so much.
I hope some of the Russians are doing a podcast on us
too.
now.
Me too.
Americans.
These so idiots.
They eat too much, and they're stupid and fat.
These potatoes they eat at funerals. So weird. But we do have a couple of reviews to do real quick. We've got Battle Box. The latest Battle Box. It was a good one. It was a tiny box.
It was.
It was a tiny box, but it's still a battle box nonetheless. This is mission 74, and if you go to the first item, you know what you get?
What?
The new stat hemostatic gauze dressing. Good gauze, here we are.
Oh my God. New stat.
Yeah.
Hemofiber.
So, yeah, that's great stuff for your first aid kit, right, Cam?
Yeah.
Then we got the Micromend skin closure device.
These are awesome. I have wanted to try these since I was born.
Yeah. We're going to cut something up just
Basically,
to try
you
it.
don't have to worry about stitching. You just
Yeah.
stick it and pull it tight. Your wound is done.
Then you got the Rip Pack toothpaste 15 pack.
I like this.
Brush your teeth without a toothbrush, without
I hate
water.
carrying around a toothbrush.
I hate brushing my teeth.
No, I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah. So that's a
It's
cool
cool.
thing.
You just put it in your mouth, swish it around.
I'll
teeth
put
are
it in
clean.
my EDC kit because you never know.
No, you don't.
And then you got the Gear Aid Revive X Instant Water Repellent. It repels water. You
Thought
put
it
it
was
on stuff.
easier, but this will work too.
Yeah, it's great.
It's cool. Make stuff waterproof. Spray it all over everything.
Then we head to the advanced box and we get the Exotac Nano Striker XL.
This thing is cool.
Mm-hmm. You can do lots of good things
Not a
with it.
whistle. Thought it was a whistle.
3,000 strikes per rod.
Whoa.
Take that. Cool stuff.
3,000 strikes.
Then you get to the Pro Box and you get the Dango Wallets A10 Adapt.
Kobe's using it.
I can't say enough good things about Dango Wallets. They are my favorite wallet going right now.
Yeah, I'm using
I love
one
'em.
too. This one's a little different from the last
Yep.
battle box.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is what I like.
But yeah, you're going to have to decide what wallet and what knife
Yeah.
to carry now.
I know. RFID blocking, really cool stuff. Check out Dango, but check out BattleBox. And then you got the Pro Plus. We got the Fox Edge A-Trax. $109 value. Take
Look at that
that.
sucker. Bam!
It's sharp.
Cut stuff.
And sharp is all get out. Sharp is all get out.
Got sharp teeth.
Yeah. So that's the BattleBox Mission 74. Use our code Casual Preppers. You're going to get a free knife with your order. And everybody loves a free knife. I don't care who you are.
And so we've had, I don't know, how many battle boxes we've had, like 50 or so? And
more than
I
that.
don't have this, and I
Yeah.
don't have this. I don't
Exactly.
know how they find this stuff that I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. I'm glad I have that in my pack now.
I would never have gotten this Rip Hack stuff.
No.
Like this
And it's super nice.
toothbrush stuff. It's so cool. For like camping is great.
Yeah.
It's great for a bug out bag.
And there's always that, you're wondering, there's a lot of gear sometimes that you're just like, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
And if you just do a battle box, they like play around with this stuff and
Yeah.
figure out if it's worthwhile. So it takes
Yeah.
it out of you don't have to do anything.
No, you just
You can be rushing 180 days off.
use
or
our
whatever.
code and get it.
Yeah.
And then we have the latest tack pack. You are not
I'm not that prepared for attack pack.
And the first item in this tack pack is the Wiley X range glasses. Cam was eyeing these suckers. He was
I
like,
will
I
put my
want those.
eyes in them.
He's like,
I'm going to put my eyes behind them.
Yeah, he likes them.
Yeah, I need some safety.
We'll give them to him. And then we got the Mission First Tactical Stubby foregrip.
Stubby?
Foreskin grip.
Stubby foreskin grip.
Yeah. So for your AR,
That's kind of cool.
you're going to look rad with that on there.
Whoops, going wrong.
Then we got the SBR Wars T. Yes.
Where?
T-shirt. Is it not
Oh,
in
yeah,
there?
it's right here. Here it is.
It looks like Star Wars, but it's SBR Wars. Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get it.
Yeah. What?
I said, everybody's going to be like, what does that mean?
Yeah. Short barrel rifle. And
Well,
then-
not here in town. They probably.
yeah. And then we got the Atwood Micro Cord Dispenser.
Yeah, these are nice because
They're great.
Nothing pisses me off more than when I reach in my bag and
A
the
clump of
paracord's like
cord.
all like caught in stuff.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Piss you off. And then you got the Black Rifle Coffee Steep bags.
Yeah, they're right here.
And then you got the Mini Tac Pack Sticker. So use our code Casual Preppers. You're going to get a free separate bag of EDC gear.
And they stuff these to
Yeah.
the freaking brim.
For $50, I don't know how they do it.
I don't either.
They're robbing somebody.
They are.
But it ain't you.
Yeah.
That's the
No.
great part about
That's
it all.
true.
So thank you guys. That's what we got today.
And that's all.
That's all. Stay surviving.